Good morning. It's Saturday the 26th of September 2020 and I don't know if where you live autumn has arrived, but it certainly has here. We went walking yesterday morning in our usual shorts and t-shirts and honestly by the time we got back Joe's hands were purple and I was cold, which is really unusual because I don't feel the cold as much these days. I've got good circulation. So before we set off this morning, I don't even know what time it is, I don't think it's 8 o'clock yet, but before we set off walking this morning, I just wanted to make a video to say, not I'm sorry that I haven't been around, but that I intend to be around for the foreseeable future, but I'm not going to pop up and make a video just for the sake of it. If I really don't feel I have anything worthwhile to say to you, or anything worthwhile to share for my journal of my own journey, my vlogs for the journal of my own journey, then it's pointless me just coming on and saying something that is totally irrelevant or not true about my own journey. So I got up this morning about 6:30 and I was thinking, oh, it's Saturday, I really ought to put a video up. And then I thought, ought to? You know, yeah, maybe people will look for it because there are some lovely people who follow me who will genuinely look for it. But have I got anything to say? So I went in the shower and I'm showering away, all soapy and happy and hot. And I thought, yeah, thinking about this whole journey and what I do and what you do or what anybody chooses to do, if we're not doing what works for us, then maybe we're wasting our time. Or maybe we're battling against ourselves when we don't need to be. So today I want to just in a few simple ways focus on what works for me and how I'm coming to live in a place where it's what works for me that matters to me. Not what works for other people that I watch on YouTube, because I could be quite a judgmental person. I'm watching somebody on YouTube who's saying, I'm doing Slimming World, this is Slimming World shopping haul, and I'm sitting there like, not Slimming World please, but thinking, that's not my way of doing Slimming World. That's not the food I'd buy on Slimming World. And it doesn't matter. It's not my business anyway, but it doesn't matter as long as what those people are doing is working for them. And they're coming on every week and they're giving you their results and they're motivating you to stick to plan and to lose weight, then it's all for the good. So I start off this morning by saying this week in September is possibly one of the weeks I find hardest in the whole year for emotional reasons. And we don't need to go into all that, I've probably spoken about some of it before, anniversaries and different things. And it's a very, very good week for me to say, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind. It doesn't matter, I've got to get through this week, I'll just cope the best I can, I'll do the best I can, or sod it anyway. So when I get to the end of this week, I like to look back and see where I was last year, and that's a tool I use quite often, comparing where I was this time last year or where I was 6 months ago, because it's not relevant for me to compare where Joe was or where any of the people I follow were or where my group leader was or anything. It's only relevant for me to look at where I was. And this Saturday last year I weighed 9 stone 13.5. Today I weigh 9 stone 5.6. So in my head that puts me in a safe place because I'm the right side of where I was last year, closer to the weight I enjoy being. Not at the weight I am most comfortable at, but then I can't achieve that every week because my life changes. You know, some weeks you're flying high, some weeks this is so easy. You know, it's the simplest plan to follow. You're feeling great, you're on top of the world, and this is so, so easy. You know, and I want to shout it from the rooftops. And then other weeks, even though you're eating the same kind of food that you love, it can feel like walking through a treacle. And it's almost like you get out of bed in the morning, or I get out of bed in the morning and I'm thinking, oh, not again. I've got to do this again. And then other mornings I get out of bed in the morning and I think, yippee, I love this. I absolutely love this. But I guess that's living with your own emotions, feelings, emotions and moods, isn't it? We can wake up in a different mood to the mood we went to sleep in. So, yeah. Anyway. me just take you through these few things that felt relevant to me, looking at what works for me. I have a set of talking kitchen scales. Now, one of us thinks these scales say kilograms, and the other one of us thinks the scales say 0 grams. Well, I'm going to switch them on.
And you're weighing your finger.
Oh,
And I was
okay.
gonna,
I'll tear it. Oh, shall I switch it? Will it tear?
0 grams.
There you go. Weigh my hand.
take it off.
It's not
2 grams.
2 grams. Right. So, we have had numerous heated discussions on whether they say kilograms or 0 grams. And in the shower this morning when I was thinking about making this video, I was kind of laughing to myself because I was thinking, do you know, bottom line, does it matter? Really, does it matter? Now, I will not be swayed and persuaded that they say what Joe thinks they say. Joe will not be swayed and persuaded that they say what I think they say. But it doesn't matter. If it says one thing to me and it says another thing to Joe, does it matter? No, it doesn't. So if this Slimming World plan says one thing to me, as in I am plant-based, and another thing to you, as in you love your meat, your chicken, your fish, your cheese, your milk, whatever, does it matter? No, it doesn't. Because it's whatever works for us as individuals. So I'm going to stop arguing with Joe about what the scales say, even though I know they say kilograms. And it doesn't matter that Joe says they say 0 grams. It's like when we go for coffee. I always get mixed up between my, what is it, Americana, which is right.
I think it's an Americano.
Yeah, but I often get the end of words wrong and it's become a laughing thing between me and Joe. So that's it, Joe. I'm never going to argue with you again about scales. Talking about scales and thinking about bathroom scales in particular, does it matter if I choose to get weighed once a day, once a week, once a month, or never? Does it matter if I choose to go by my clothes? It only matters to me. It's whatever works for me. I cannot go by my clothes. I took a week. It went part way into last week and from the week before, when I was really not focused on caring about what I weighed. I wasn't 100% on plan, as in I was eating more than I should have been. I didn't care what I weighed, but I got dressed every day and my clothes fitted, and I felt fine. When I finally got back to wanting to get on the scales, I had gained 6.5, 7, nearly 7 pounds. And I felt absolutely no different. Physically, I felt no different. And I have to say, does it matter? Yes, it does matter. Because if I can continue to do that, then I'm going to end up back in a place I don't want to be. So what works for me at the moment, I'm back to getting on the scales each morning. And it's motivating. It doesn't depress me. I know where I was. I know when I put in my weight to Slimming World a week last Friday, I was 9 stone 7.5. When I put in my weight to Slimming World this Friday, I was 9 stone 6.5. When I got weighed this morning, I'm 9 stone 5.6. That's motivating. But I also find it motivating if I've crept up a pound or half a pound or something, because it motivates me to keep going. So whenever I've got this positive attitude to daily weighing, I'm going to weigh daily. You might be looking at the screen and going, but that doesn't work for me. It works for me to get weighed on the 1st of the month, or it works for me to not get weighed at all, but I know that a certain pair of jeans fits me in a certain way and I'll judge it from that. We're all different, but none of us are wrong. It's whatever works for us. Right. 2 of the things I care about, personal care for me. 2 of the things I care about for me are my hair and my hands. And I think in a lot of ways that's because my hands are my sensory thing. My hands are my eyes. That's another way of putting it. And if my hands are cut, which is not unusual because I bought a new paring knife a fortnight ago and I've never cut myself so often in one day. And then I realised the new paring knife, the blade is fractionally longer than the old one. And I was kind of using my hand as if I'd got the old knife, not adjusting, but I didn't realise at first. But now I know I have not cut my finger as much. Right, that's a by the by. But my hair matters to me. I would never not wash my hair in the morning because I've got really, really fine hair. And if I've once leaned back in the chair all day or I've been to bed on it, I look ridiculous because my hair just looks a mess. It's not dirty, I haven't got greasy hair. I've just got really fine hair. So my morning routine starts with clean your teeth, go to the toilet, whatever, have a shower, wash your hair. And I can't not. I mean, even if I was poorly in bed, I'd get up to have a shower and wash my hair because I'm like that. So I'm really keen on having stuff that keeps my hair in good nick. I don't use any conditioner ever because my hair is so fine, conditioners make it flat. But what I do choose to use are the shampoos that work for me. And that's two shampoos. This one, I don't even know what flavour that one is, Joe.
Apple.
Apple, which is 95p a bottle in most supermarkets or chemists. And this one, is that the right way around?
Yeah, kind of.
Which is Evader Mint and Rosemary, which is £46.50 a bottle. Now, some people might say that's really extravagant waste of money to spend on your hair. This bottle of shampoo would last me probably 10 days. This bottle of shampoo lasts me a year. So penny for penny, there's very little difference. But this bottle of shampoo is just awesome. You couldn't use it every day, it would be too much to use it every day. So probably use this twice, 3 times a week, and this one 4 or 5 times a week, whatever. But it's whatever works for me. Now, I thought I was being really kind one day when I suggested to Joey that he uses this shampoo if he wants to. There's one in the bathroom, you can use it. It has a pump action and everything. And you don't like it, do you?
No.
So, even a shampoo at £46.50 a bottle for him was hopeless, did not suit him at all. Whereas this one, he's swapped to buying apple flavour because we used to always have raspberry, because that suits him. So it's whatever works for you. And just because it works for somebody else doesn't mean it will suit you. And I'm learning that in life, Just because I like to buy my sweatshirts in Whistles or Hush or somewhere, and I suggest that to a friend, they go along and they're like, can't buy my sweatshirts there, they're way too short. But then I stop and think, I'm 5'2" and I've got a short body. They work for me. They wouldn't work for everybody else. Washing up liquid. I say I have to watch my hands because I've got sensitive skin and I can use, work out which one's which, Joe. That's Fairy. I can use Fairy Original, but I can't use any of the other fairies because they just dry my hands out, make my fingers crack. So I'll use Fairy Original at £1 a bottle for the small size. A lot of the videos I watch on YouTube are American and they're family vlogs, lifestyle vlogs and that. And I hear people saying all the time, Dawn dish soap, Dawn dish soap. And anybody's watching me from America, and hi Barbara, if you're watching in Pennsylvania, it was lovely to hear from you the other day. But anybody who's watching will say, yeah, probably say, yeah, that's the dish soap I use, Dawn dish soap. Now, we could compare the two, and I would say Fairy Liquid is better. An American might say, this one is better. Could be the water difference, could be the fact this is what we used to. That one was £1, this one was £8.99 on Amazon, but I had to try it because I'm influenced. And that's the whole point of YouTube really, isn't it? We're set to be influenced because they say that a lot of us, they call us the people who make vlogs, and I don't see myself as somebody who's making vlogs like big time. I'm just a simple, little corner back of the cupboard vlogger. But a lot of the people who make vlogs nowadays are paid to promote goods and bring things to us. And it's a form of advertising and promotion. But we are called influencers. So we're set to influence you. Now, I'm not going to influence you, whatever washing up liquid you like to use. You might like Magnum, you might like, can't think of any others, but you'll use whatever you want to use. But I was heavily influenced by watching American YouTubers to buy this at £8.99. And it's good, it is very good, and you only use the tiniest amount. And it's excellent for washing glass. But whichever one you choose or I choose, it's whichever one works for us. It's not about what works for other people. Right. And finally, onto water. Now, I've said probably 100 times on my videos, I don't drink water, I'm terrible. I hate water. Now, that's not true, Jane, come on, be real. I don't hate water. If I'm really thirsty, I'd reach for water first. But I prefer San Pellegrino. Now, my water rates are almost £600 a year. So all the free water I need, and in the area we live in Nottinghamshire, we have good water, very good water. But I prefer San Pellegrino. And San Pellegrino is currently £1.35 a bottle. Now, my mum would say, what an absolute waste of money, because I probably get through 10 bottles a week. And my attitude is, Mum, it's whatever works for me. If I drink a litre of that, and I wouldn't have replaced that with a litre of tap water, that's got to be a better choice for me. Right, so the conclusion of all of this, what am I really talking about? What I'm really talking about is us having a unique and very personal journey. Joe doesn't like that word, on Living World, but I can't think of a better way of putting it. We have a very unique and personal story to tell. We have very unique and personal choices to make. And I think what I'm trying to say as a conclusion to this is try your best, as I try my best today, not to be too influenced by me or other people. Look at the ideas that people have. Look at the choices that they say they make, like I've just told you about the choices that I made. But then think for yourself and do what's best for you. I always used to remember when I first became a Christian, well, no, not when I first became a Christian because I was brought up a Christian, but when I gave my life to Christ in 2000, the vicar at the time, my minister, was called Andrew, and he was lovely, and he said to me, have faith, take what you want and leave the rest, but have faith. So in other words, when I'm listening to Christian speakers on the radio or on podcasts and things, don't believe everything they say. When I'm listening to Slimming World vloggers, when I'm listening to a lot of the other subjects that I listen to on YouTube, take what you want, leave the rest. Don't believe everything we say. So I say Fairy Liquid is better than the other washing up liquid. Does that mean it would be better for you? No. I say San Pellegrino is better than, sorry, the other washing up liquid is called Dawn. I'd momentarily forgot. I say San Pellegrino is better than tap water. Does that mean that would work for you? No. I say Evada shampoo is better than Alberto. Does that mean it would be right for you? No. You may never have seen that shampoo before, but you might be thinking, hey, I've got similar hair to Jane's, perhaps it would work for me. You can buy a smaller size. You don't have to buy the big one to set you off. It's like perfumes, isn't it? I wear Angel all the time. Some people love it, some people would go, that's over the top, it's way too heavy. I was very influenced this week. I had some money from a friend, which was part of my birthday money, and I was reading a book where a new perfume to me was mentioned, and I was influenced by it. I let the friend buy me the perfume. We're very easily influenced. So I'm not coming on here every week to influence anybody to become plant-based. I'm coming on here when I'm able to come on, and hopefully every once a week, to influence people to stick with Slimming World. That's my only purpose, to influence you, is to stick with Slimming World or to try Slimming World because it works. Now, I know people will say to me, and have said to me in the last couple of weeks, Slimming World doesn't work for me. And I respect that. But my answer in all sincerity is, no, you're not working Slimming World, because there are as many ways to work Slimming World as there are members. I had a lovely, lovely text conversation with a Slimming World consultant this week called Kath Rimmer. And I want to say hi, Kath, because we've not spoken in a good while. But some of the stuff, and I'm not going to read the text to you because it was personal, but some of the stuff that Kath answered me in her second text was like inspirational, and things she says to her members about, you know, working this plan. And Kath will put some of this in the comments if she watches the video and has time. Please, Kath, if you could put some of the things you say to your members to influence them in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. But every member is unique. Every way of working the plan is unique. Every food choice that we have is unique to us. So, yeah, my message this week is, if I can influence you in any way at all, I would influence you to stick to Slimming World. If you're doing Slimming World and it's working for you, it's your choice. If you're not doing Slimming World, if you're on some other plan and it's working, I would hopefully influence you to keep going, because it is bottom line, whatever works for you. But when it comes down to influencing and being here to promote stuff to you or sell you any ideas, then my only purpose is Slimming World. 100% Slimming World. Right, I hope that hasn't been too much of a nonsense for you. I must crack on now. I need to get out, get some fresh air and a good walk. But maybe we'll be back next Saturday. Hopefully we'll be back next Saturday if I've got something to say to you. Have a good week, everybody. Stay safe. Times are hard, things are getting worse at the moment, and there's some scary stuff out there, but wear your masks, stay safe. Bye.